Alright. Obviously, my intention was to do this weekly. And I'm still making good on that, but I did intend for this to come out in the morning. And that happened last week, too, for different reasons. I don't know. I'm still gonna get this out weekly. But, it's new. We're playing with the format. We're thinking about things. So I don't know. This time, I'm not really gonna follow the same sort of deal that I was last time. Because I think, I'm alone again. It's hard to find time to record with the people I want to record with. They also have jobs and shit. And that's why this didn't come out in the morning. Because, I would like to record it like late Sunday night if it's coming out in the morning. Or early Monday morning and get it out later in the morning. Either way. But I had to work today. This will happen in the future. My work schedule pings and pongs all over the place. But I do have more energy than I did because I didn't stay up as late and it's not first thing in the morning. So, this will probably be less of a chill vibe. And more of it's not really a news show anymore. Or at least not this time. This is sort of a rant. Do you remember rant channels back on YouTube back in 2013-ish? Do you remember people making response videos to Onision? This is going to be a similar kind of vibe, except I'm talking about people more important and debatably more evil than Onision, depending on your opinion on that. Before I get into that, I want to correct a few things from last time. One, I'm going to try not to have my beard touch the microphone at all, because I think that's what was causing the clipping issue. In terms of things that I erroneously reported, I think there's only two things. I think I said all the signatures necessary to release the Epstein files have been acquired. That's not wholly true. The most recent Democratic rep that was elected would be the 218th signature on the petition. She has stated her intent to do it, to force a vote, not to release them outright. Mike Johnson is currently refusing to swear her in until her votes are finalized in October, even though he fast-tracked Republican delegates. Fuck Mike Johnson. Bullshit. Fascism. Etc. The other thing I erroneously reported was the Broadview ICE facility being shut down. Did not happen. I saw that said by a few people on one of the Illinois subreddits. I said last time, I kind of try to keep an eye on what people are talking about and what's happening to people in the Midwest. Somebody said the Broadview ICE facility was shutting down. I think that got reported early, without much basis, but I was excited about it, so I reported it as true. It is false. They're ramping things up. But protesters are still, giving them a fucking run for their money right now, so you gotta love those people. I hope they continue. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through everything that happened this week, because if we're being perfectly honest, there's one thing. There's a single thing that happened that is, major, and the rest is, shit. Minor thing was the Tylenol thing. I did say it's probably going to be that. Then I looked and BBC News said it's going to be the Tylenol thing. So, yeah, the Republican government, the Trump administration specifically, is claiming that Tylenol being taken during pregnancy causes autism, which everybody knows is a complete and total horse shit. Can't take that seriously, even in the slightest. I mean, maybe they'll ban it. And maybe they'll fucking ban acetaminophen, and then I don't know how much are you gonna let them get away with? Anyway, we'll see the lawsuit for that. But the other major thing is that Pete Hegseth, I don't know, the neo-Nazi in charge of the entire military. He called all the generals and brigadier generals and everything in between back to Washington and he had his dumb little meeting with them to talk about warrior ethos and to tell them that all the war criminals that got Medals of Honor during the quote-unquote Battle of Wounded Knee will be keeping their medals, which is stupid, and clearly that's not the only thing. There's another meeting with the generals that is happening that Trump will be attending. Trump has said in the past he needed the generals that Hitler had. So I would expect that a lot of generals are going to be losing their jobs in the next 3 months because I think a lot of them are going to not be swearing the oath of perfect and absolute fidelity that Trump is demanding in his administration. And all the ones that do swear that oath, fuck them, they suck. The ones that don't swear that oath, I don't know. I don't know. They're going to lose their jobs, and I don't know what they'll do. Anyway, all of this is going on. There are shootings happening. One just happened, I think, yesterday at a Mormon church where the guy crashed his truck into it, shot 3 or 4 people, and then burned the place down. Other shootings happened throughout last week. All of these guys were MAGA people, like very visibly so. Not in the same way that Tyler Robinson was like raised by MAGA people. These were all like people who wore like "Make Liberals Cry Again" t-shirts and stuff. That's all being ignored by the administration as well as really the Democrats. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. All this shit is happening. Rampant militarization. Trump has said he's going to send the military into Portland, Oregon, as well as other cities. He has given the order to use full force if necessary, so he's given the order once again for the military to fire on American citizens. Will they do it? Will they? Hard to say. But in the midst of all this, we have Chuck Schumer and Sorry, I'm getting in a tizzy before I'm even saying what I want to say. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are fucking acting like the Republicans are going to play ball with the Democrats when so many major Republicans right now are calling for the death of Democrats. I mean, Charlie Kirk got shot and they were calling for civil war. They were calling to purge the left. And these people are acting like they're going to fucking cooperate. Now, it could all be just usual standard fare in America where we're all fucking saber rattling. The Republicans saber rattle and continue to fucking pass all these policies that let them, oh, maybe I won't rattle my saber this time. Maybe I'll give you a little cut on the arm or the leg. Nothing lethal, but I'll fuck with you a little bit. And the Democrats saber rattle at the people and say, look at what the Republicans are going to do to you if you let them get control. So this is kind of the whole thing that I'm having right now that I'm going to rant about for 10 to 40 minutes. And we'll see where I take this because right now I'm just kind of feeling fired up about it. What the fuck are we talking about, dude? Genuinely. We spent... we spent 4 years of the Trump presidency of shit just happening willy-nilly, but he didn't have a fucking plan, so he didn't really get anything to happen. That's the thing is people overestimate the effectuality of the 2016 Trump administration. It was a fucking mess that barely accomplished anything, and a handful of the things they had accomplished were good, but they were handed to him, like all the COVID shit. Some of that was good. Fucking the stimulus check thing was good, if inefficient. The unemployment hike was great, if limited in its capacity, and the fast tracking of the COVID vaccines was great. The fact that we fucking dragged our feet on lockdowns and then ended lockdowns, that didn't push for people to adhere to the lockdowns harder is part of the reason that we did not gain herd immunity or did not beat out and starve out the virus. And that's why COVID will be a persistent threat until there are no more people. It kind of makes you wonder if some of the stuff he's doing is intended to, like, cause that again. Like, can you imagine if he's trying to get a new strain of measles that ignores the vaccine so that he can, like, redo it again? He's like, oh, we'll make a new measles vaccine, and then everybody will say I did that right. I wonder about shit like that. I wonder, the stimulus checkpoint. I think he's crashing the economy so that him and all his rich friends can buy up more shit at a fucking steal while nobody else can afford it because they can't afford their daily amenities. I think there's an intentional crashing of the economy there for that, but I also kind of wonder if, like, he's like, well, I'll fucking blow through the economy, and then in, like, late 2026, I'll pass through, like, UBI or something, and everybody will act like it's fucking awesome. And he'll do something that, like, makes the economy shitty, but fixes it in comparison to what he did before. Or compared to what we had before, where it's like, well, yeah, everything's fucking expensive, but I get $600 a month, and I'm able to pay for my groceries with that. I've wondered about that. Anyway, all the Democrats are taking the way that he's talking about shit, the way that his administration and the Republicans that are a part of it, and the ones who are adjacent to it are talking, and they're like, well, I have to hope that they'll cooperate. And it's like, this is not the time for hope. And it is not the time to say, well, we'll try to pass legislation, because this is consistently the fucking Democrat strategy, and it's why their approval ratings are so low. It's why people keep turning to Trump and people like him, because all the Democrats ever promise the American people is not to do what the Republicans do or try to stop the Republicans. And that's it. And, like, for some people that's enough. For me, that's enough, because I know that I currently don't have a better option, right? Like, I'm sitting and I'm going, well, I'd really love to vote for Bernie Sanders, but I don't have a choice but to vote for Biden. Especially in Missouri, you can't write in a candidate unless they've registered to be a write-in candidate. Fuck, it doesn't matter. I had to vote for Joe Biden, and I had to vote for Kamala, and what I'm worried about is that I'm gonna have to vote for Gavin Newsom. And here's the thing, right? We're in like DEFCON 4 right now. Like, we're about to pull the last fucking lever. Constant warping of the country in a way that, if you're an accelerationist, a lot of the shit is probably fucking awesome for you. Like, you can see, like, all the cracks on the wall and stuff. Like, everything's gonna fucking come down, man. Like, that's probably sick for you. As someone who's going to have to live through it, I'm seeing that all the like, redistricting stuff is really fucking scary, because if the Democrats can do it, the Republicans can do it, to be clear. And frequently, the Democrats are not acting in the interest of anybody but themselves as well. It's all cyclical is the problem. And look, a lot of people have brought up, like, recently especially, like, they did this during the Trump presidency, but they're doing it now, like, or during the first Trump presidency, and now they're doing it during the new one. They're saying, like, don't ever tell me both parties are the same. And it's like, well, they're not. They're not the same. But what have the Democrats promised you to do other than drag their feet and prevent the things that Trump's doing? And what has Trump promised beyond the things that he's doing? He consistently promises. He doesn't deliver on his promises, but he does promise to fix people's lives, to fix the economy, to fix healthcare, to fix pharmaceuticals, blah, 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 all this shit. And if all you can promise is, well, I won't do what he's going to do, then you're throwing the fucking baby out with the bathwater. You're not promising me to do anything other than, well, I won't ruin your life, but I'm not going to fix it either. And this is the problem with all the violent shit they're talking about right now. Is the right is talking about a total fucking crackdown on the left. And you think they're gonna fucking play ball with you if the National Guard or the Marine Corps or whoever gets sent into these fucking cities. Like, you are relying on the goodwill of people who call you demons. Not even just fascists. Because here's the thing, I think, I'm completely against fascism ideologically, politically. But I think you can work to absolve and reform fascism in the wake of it. But they're speaking about the left as if it's something metaphysically evil. Not something that's created by people, but they speak about it like it is run by Satan himself. And like, that is not something they can see themselves negotiating with. They don't believe in your humanity. They don't believe in the humanity of the people that they are currently pressing their boot down on. Perhaps it's even more monstrous if they do believe in these people's humanity. We're at a point where the Dems are upholding, or really, the status quo is gone. Like, it's been fucked. Like, we've fucked it completely. It's gone. It's gone. There's no sensible, reasonable, whatever you want it to be, happy lily white America anymore. That's being fucked in front of you. Whatever, like, happy, kumbaya, fucking WASP America you want to have, it's gone. Because they have, period, not, period, stopped, period, with, period, illegal, period, immigrants, period. And look, I'm not a believer that any immigration should be illegal unless they're actively attacking the nation. But, I can fucking hypnotize, I can fucking brainwash myself for a little bit to go like, well, if it's the writ of law and they're following it, it's one thing. But they're fucking, ICE is tackling white business owners who, like, are trying to be like, hey, I'll show you their papers, everything's fine. And they're like, no, fuck that. It's like, it's not worse because he's white, but it's mask off that they do not care about the law they're saying they care about. It would be bad no matter what the race of the person is. It's horrible either way, but they're showing you, like, it's not about who they deem illegal. They have deemed everyone not in this cult of theirs illegal. And if you like what's going on right now, I really ask you to think about why. Like, why do you like this? Is it just that you dislike people different than you? Because I would rather I would at least respect your honesty if you said that. I would still abhor you and the things you are upholding, but I would respect that you're at least telling me, like, well, no, I'm racist. Well, no, I'm homophobic. Like, it would be nice to hear that from some of these people to stop. Can we stop fucking playing like we care about the law? Can we quit? Can we quit? Are you scared of what'll happen if you quit pretending? I think you're scared. And I know they're scared because they're starting with the Democrats, who are already maligned both by the right and the left. The right and the left already dislike the Democratic Party because it's a soft fascist, weak party that is not fighting for itself nor its people. So leftists hate the Democratic Party because they are soft and frail and crumble under pressure. And often it's not that they are neutral, it's that they are complicit in their inaction. And the right hates them because the right has spent, anybody who is a Republican over the age of 21 years old has spent their entire life being like, well, I'm Republican, that means I hate the Democrats, regardless of what the Democrats fucking say they hate the Democrats. You know, I was raised by a Republican family, and the word Democrat is said like a fucking slur sometimes. Like, these people, they hate these people. And it's, you know, some of it, a lot of it even, is justified. These people are doing jack all, or they're doing things that enable the bullshit that's actively dragging us down right now, man. They're doing it now. They're doing it now by not going, Mike Johnson, swear in our fucking guy, or our girl, or whatever. Swear in our fucking person. Let's put this to a vote. And you know, it's horseshit, because I know the vote's not going to go the way that we want it to. But hey, you cannot play sides this way. But they don't want to do that. They don't go. You know, there are some people, I have a lot of respect for Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and I didn't like him for a long time. You know, he's rich, and he's had some things throughout his time that make me go, well, he doesn't care about poor people, he's elitist. And a lot of that may be true, and they are being masked by the Democrats needing to be the opposition party, but I have a lot of respect for the fact that he's going, do not send those people into my state. I really, and that's the thing too, is I have no love for Gavin Newsom. I think he's really, I don't want to vote for him. If Gavin Newsom 2028 is the ticket, I don't want to vote for him, but I have a lot of respect for the fact that somebody is not going, what Donald Trump is doing is just unthinkable. He's going, hey, asshole. Hey, dickhead. Quit fucking around with my state and my country. And he's mocking him like the fucking Doodlebob, or the SpongeBob meme. I always want that to be Doodlebob. It's not Doodlebob. It's normal SpongeBob as a chicken or whatever. As a mockingbird is probably what it's supposed to be. I really, really hate how Gavin Newsom has treated homeless people, poor people in general. I think he's not responded to the fires in LA in a way that is satisfying as a bystander, as a witness. But I have a lot of respect for people who are not playing this fucking game. I am appreciative of the people who have accepted that political correctness among our politicians is dead. Because these people who do not care, like Donald Trump, like J.D. Vance, like Peter Thiel, like fucking Stephen Miller, I appreciate these people who are looking at them and going, hey, asshole, you're being a dickhead and you're ruining everything. You know, Bernie Sanders, I think, toes the line very perfectly, but he is not going hard enough, and I think he needs to take the fucking muzzle off and let me hear some Brooklyn out of him. You know, when COVID was going on and reporters were asking him about, what do you think about your chances for the presidency? And he's going, I'm trying to solve a fucking national crisis. I want to hear more of that. I want to hear Bernie Sanders go, Donald Trump is fucking up our nation. This is the problem, is this party at large does not represent the feelings of its constituents or the people. And, you know, Donald Trump still has people who fucking love him. And I don't know how that's possible, but he does. But at large, there are people going, hey, asshole, you're making things worse for me. You're making things worse for me, and you're lying about it. You're making things worse for me, and you're relishing in it. You're going to the news, and you're saying, offhandedly, smart people don't like me. Well, you know what? It doesn't take a fucking genius to see that you're ruining everything on purpose. And the Democrats are kicking people out left and right. Last year they kicked out David Hogg because he was going against the grain and he was not fucking working with them the way they wanted to. They wanted to take this poster boy of trauma and gun violence in this nation and turn him into a fucking lapdog. And of course He isn't. Of course he isn't, because he sees that this issue is more than just we can't let Republicans have guns because they'll kill us. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Because unless a whole new party rises up from the fucking ashes and replaces the Democrats as the leftist party, there need to be candidates like Zohran Mamdani fucking taking it. Because he's showing you right now 83% chance to win in New York as of Eric Adams dropping out of the race. Now, Eric Adams' name will still be on the ballot, but I don't think people are going to vote for him as much as he would like. Zohran Mamdani is showing that people can do it, and he's not even that extreme of a leftist. He's a dem sock. They're not as extreme as they believe or would like you to believe. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that as somebody who does respect a lot of the shit that they do, and I'm glad they keep organizing more. We need people like them if we're going to maintain this facade that the Democratic Party is working for the left. We need people to start co-opting it aggressively. People have been chattering about AOC running for president. Good. I hope she doesn't take a fucking dollar from AIPAC like she hasn't so far. I hope she fucking stays to her principles. And look, I have a lot to dislike about her. I think sometimes what she does is entirely performative, but man, I would take her in a heartbeat, especially over somebody like Newsom. We need these candidates to start fucking coming out now. You need to come out now. Not wait till after the midterms. I mean, you need to start pushing right fucking now. Because if you let this ball keep rolling, the Republicans are going to find themselves a populist. And you know what? It's going to be somebody who's read the entire fucking Donald Trump book. And I don't mean Art of the Deal. I mean somebody who has been following him, knows how he talks, and will be able to weasel his way in and be like a successor. That is, unless Donald Trump wants to like pick his successor, which I don't think is true. I think Donald Trump is well aware that he's not going to get a third term unless he forces it through war. And if he forces it through war, I don't think he's going to get to do that. I just don't think so. I have to hope in my heart of hearts that the American people don't want that. That we will all collectively go, no, you're breaking the fucking country. This is all this to say is like, you know, I hope that in some ways the anger that I'm feeling is felt by my peers and other people like me. I can't believe the gall is how I am right now. We are stuck in this fucking cycle between the right continuing to amass and perpetuate authoritarian gain and the Democratic Party that I hesitate to even call the left, pushing this like neoliberal status quo stagnation that has been killed, plucked, eaten like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey. It's gone. It's gone. You're not going back to 1975 or wherever the fuck the Democrats still think they are. We're not going back. More specifically, we are not there. All of you that are rolling out of bed in 1982, hey, it's bad out here. Things have changed. Nobody can afford anything. Can you try and fix it? Because I tell you what, the reason that people like Donald Trump will continue to win, not Donald Trump specifically, and not, you know, Donald Trump will win in the future. I'm saying the reason people like him will continue to win is because they are accurately identifying that there is a problem. Their solution to the problem is hazy or wrong or sometimes even plain evil. It does not solve the problem, but they are accurately identifying that there is a problem and promising to fix it even if they do nothing. Even if they do things that make the problem worse. There is a reason that Kamala Harris lost, and it is not like she says that she only had 107 days. It is because Donald Trump said Kamala's Biden, and when pressed on that, she said she would do exactly what Joe Biden would do. And whether or not you're in this liberal state of, well, things were better when Biden was around, yeah, you're right, they were, but they weren't that much better. we were still seeing constant inflation. We were still seeing wage stagnation. We were still in a healthcare crisis. We were still dealing with mass amount of debts across the nation. The amount of jobs being created under Biden were not enough to offset it, and all the other shit going on with that presidency, like, it was bad. Things were bad. And when you step up and you say, there was not a problem, the economy is good, and I will do exactly the same thing, you are telling people, fuck you, your problems aren't real, which is exactly what Trump is doing right now. He is doing the exact same thing. He is going up and saying the economy is the best it's ever been, okay? And you know what? It probably is for him. He's probably even kind of telling the truth. But he's doing that right now. He's walking up and he's saying, fuck you, your problems aren't real. And you know what'll happen? If we do not put somebody up who is willing to say, yes, we have problems, and yes, I'm going to solve them, and yes, here's my plan, and here's my cabinet full of people who are knowledgeable enough and understand how to do this, and you know what? Fuck these guys, they fucked us over and over again. Like, unless we have somebody who is willing to be strong, direct, intelligent, and not diminish people's issues, what's going to happen is the next Republican is going to come along. It might be somebody less bad, but they're going to walk up and they're going to say, I see how horrible everything is, and I'm going to fix it for you. And then they're going to get in and make it even worse. And they're going to say, oh no, I fixed the problem, because he has set the tone for his party. And they like it. There are very few people in the Republican Party who are actively going for it. And this is why I don't want to see somebody like Gavin Newsom. Despite the fact that I like that he's belligerently going against Trump, when he walks in, he's not going to fix it. I need to hear real policy out of him, real sorrow for the hardships that he's caused. I need to hear that he's not just another establishment Dem who happens to be a slick talker like Trump. And I'm not confident in that, but you know what? If it's between him and another slick talker like Trump on their side, then I'm gonna wind up picking him, because at least he's willing to say, hey, fuck you, asshole. You know, we need to quit playing fucking nice, man. We need to quit playing nice, because they are not handling this nicely. They want to go to every blue city and crack down and get rid of immigrants and get rid of leftists and get rid of non-Christians and get rid of minorities of all kinds, of every race, creed, sexuality, whatever. They're telling you that's what they want. This whole fucking thing they just released saying, like, being anti-Christian is a sign of extremism. It's like, well then, like an atheist who doesn't think religion is great but doesn't do anything about it because he's fucking atheist and he's going about his life. That guy is an extremist by their standards. They are telling you exactly what they're doing, and I'm not confident that if somebody like Newsom comes in, that they will not perpetuate the same thing. They might be a little nicer about it. They might say it a little friendlier, because that's kind of what we do, right? Is like, well, no, we don't really like gay people all that much, but I hope they're doing okay. Well, no, we don't want to let any more Mexicans in, but hey, you know, they're all good people. Like, this is the tone that the Democratic Party has had for quite some time. I think it was, you know, I'm young-ish. You know, I'm getting up there now, but, like, as long as I've been paying attention to politics, it feels like this has been their tone, and I think that's part of the reason why people don't fucking like them. So, you know, as somebody who is a registered Democrat, because that's my only option, you know, I could be a registered independent, but, like, fuck it. Your party is going to come down, whether by his hand or by people's apathy toward you. It is going to come down. And in the wake of it coming down, there will only be the Republicans left. And if this continues, if you do not show strength and say, no, the president is fucking ruining this country and we will not allow it, and say something other than, well, we hope the rule of law and our Republican colleagues will work with us. No. Come up with something. I don't care what it is. You have to do something. This is happening, and you have the power. It is in your hands. Fucking do something. If you do not do something, the party is coming down and they will be all that is left. And he is going to purge the people who do not swear their loyalty to him. He said it. He said it before. He does not want to work with people who do not swear absolute loyalty to him. He said he wants Hitler's generals. So understand that if your party comes down because you did not stand against it and you did not make promises and you did not fight for your people, people will cheer when you go down. You know, the fucking Star Wars quote, this is how democracy dies, with thundering applause. I think that's Star Wars, right? I don't know. I haven't watched it in years and I know that fucking quote. Point is, it will happen. So you need to start respecting your candidates that have the fucking sauce, like Zoran. Quit beating around the bush with him. You do not want fucking Cuomo. You do not want these people. You want the people who are fighting for America, who are making promises for the American people, and who believe in a future that is actually fucking usable. That is actually fucking attainable. They don't believe in a bright, shining utopia. They believe in a place where it's not so fucking miserable all the time. And your inaction and your lack of ability to stand against this shit is a sign that you do not believe in a better future. And you are actively trying to make your people not believe in a better future. You cannot fearmonger about Trump's authoritarianism. It is here. You cannot fearmonger about losing abortion rights. They are lost. You cannot fearmonger about the threat to our neighbors who are immigrants because they have been taken and they are continuing to be taken. It is here. This is all here. The stuff you have been holding over our heads for years are here. They are happening. They will continue to happen unless you do something. And if you do not do something, you are complicit. So let's talk about, on a positive note, things to look forward to. The continued protests at the Broadview ICE facility are actually incredibly inspiring to me. And I hope that other places do the same. That's an erroneous thing I say. I think I said Broadview was a suburb of Chicago. It's just a street in Chicago. I don't know enough about the city of Chicago. I've only been there once, but I have a lot of admiration for the people who are continuing to go down there despite getting pelted and gassed continuously. These people are heroic, and I'm proud to share this region and this country with you. Zoran Mamdani is almost certainly going to win the New York election. I mean, 83% chance. If somebody else wins, I think we should really fucking audit that election. Like I said, I hope that Zoran is an inspiration to people to come out now. That's something that I look forward to, is that people are going to look to him as the example. Rather than the black sheep of the party, we need to start looking at these people as examples. It's like, well, you know, AOC, Bernie Sanders, these are diamonds in the rough. It's like, no, this is what the party can be. And I think people will wake up to that. And, you know, Israel's going through a bad time right now. You know, people walking out of Bibi's speech, the fact that he had to fly around a bunch of countries to avoid his plane getting taken and him arrested is, it's nice to see somebody live in fear who has put so much fear into other people's hearts. That is something to be happy about. And I think all the young protesters in Israel who are refusing to join the IDF and being imprisoned for that, I think we on the left should welcome those people into our hearts. Because I do see this sort of agenda sometimes being put out that all of Israel must go. And I do think that a lot of that nation needs to come to terms with the fact that what they've done is reprehensible. But I do have a lot of respect for the kids over there who are going, I'm not doing this. And I hope that we welcome those people. Whatever happens, happens. And October comes around when this rep, she's Arizona. That makes perfect sense. Yes. Adelita Grijalva, I think is how you would say that. When she gets sworn in and that vote comes through, I hope that this passes. That's something to look forward to as well. So, last little bit, song I'm going to leave you guys on, because I would like a punk song to end every single one of these. The song's a little ironic because of what I'm talking about and the content of the song, but I do think, like, the way this song talks about how people want to kumbaya and hold hands through oppression is pertinent to not just how the Democratic Party is responding to the Republicans' rhetoric around them, but also how the people tend to malign any protest that isn't strictly peaceful and symbolic rather than strong. The song is White People for Peace by the band Against Me. This is the song that I found them on. So yeah, go check that out. It's a little bit less aggressive in tone than how I've been speaking this whole time, but I think it still captures the feeling that I'm having. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about everything that's happened, really for the last several years, but for the last week. And hopefully I'll get to be in better spirits next week. We'll see what happens.